Hey there, football fans. Imagine this. The Philadelphia Eagles, fresh off their Super Bowl win and eyeing another championship run, just shook up the NFL trade deadline by snagging a talented edge rusher, who could be the missing piece to their defensive puzzle. It's a move that's got everyone buzzing, and not just because of the potential for more Lombardi trophies. But here's where it gets controversial, with Phillips' injury history looming like a shadow. Are the Eagles betting on a sure thing? Or is this a gamble that might backfire spectacularly? Let's dive into the details, break down the trade, and explore what it means for Philly's playoff hopes, while we'll touch on some other wild happenings around the league. And this is the part most people miss: how this deal could set up the Eagles for future success beyond just one season. Stick around, because we'll unpack it all in a way that's easy to follow, even if you're new to the NFL's inner workings. First off, for those just tuning in, the NFL trade deadline is like a high-stakes shopping spree where teams can swap players before the season's halfway point to bolster their rosters. This year's deadline spotlighted the Eagles' acquisition of edge rusher Jaelan Phillips from the Miami Dolphins in exchange for a 2026 third-round draft pick. The Dolphins also covered part of Phillips' salary, making it a clean swap. From sources like ESPN, the Eagles earned an A- grade for this savvy pickup, while the Dolphins got a solid B-. Why? Because even with veterans like Hazen Reddick and Josh Sweat potentially returning soon, and former player Brandon Graham coming out of retirement, the Eagles prioritized beefing up their pass rush game with Phillips, who was entering the final year of his contract. It's a smart call for a team that's all in on winning now, as any edge in securing that trophy feels huge. Phillips isn't some unproven rookie, he's a 2021 first-round pick who shone brightly when healthy. Injuries derailed him, season-ending Achilles and ACL tears in 2023 and 2024, but his stats tell a compelling story. As a rookie, he racked up 8.5 sacks, and in 2022, he notched 7.0 sacks, with a 23.9% pass rush win rate, ranking him fifth among edge rushers. Over his career, he's at a 17.1% pass rush win rate, and even this season, it's 16.5%, a tad above average. For beginners, a pass rush win rate basically measures how often a player disrupts the quarterback, either with a sack, hit, or hurry. Phillips' numbers suggest he's capable of quick, effective rushes off the snap, which could translate to even better performance in Philly's scheme as he recovers from his ACL injury. Plus, his run-stop win rate is solid at 30.5% this year, putting him 11th among edge rushers. That means he's not just a pass rush specialist, but helps against the run, too. Experts believe he could exceed those stats in the second half, assuming he stays on the field. Now, here's the intriguing angle. Phillips is likely a rental player on his $13.25 million fifth-year option, meaning the Eagles might use him this season, and then let him walk in free agency next year. But that could pay off big time for Philly. Projections from sites like Over the Cap suggest they might snag a compensatory fourth-round pick, similar to what they could get from Sweat. With $23.8 million in cap space for 2026, the Eagles aren't poised for huge free agent splashes, so that extra pick is gold. Framed that way, the trade sends a third-rounder and about $6.6 million for half a season of Phillips, plus a potential 2027 fourth-rounder. It looks like a steal for Super Bowl contenders where every advantage counts. The Athletic echoes this with another A for the Eagles, praising their boldness as NFC top seeds, chasing a third title in 4 years. Defensive coordinator Vic Fangio, who coached the Dolphins in 2023, knows Phillips well and is known for tailoring schemes to fit players perfectly. It's a fit that could maximize Phillips' output, especially since Fangio's reputation is built on identifying talent matches. From Bleeding Green Nation, we hear the Eagles were eyeing Phillips for weeks, and GM Howie Roseman sealed the deal early Monday. The article notes the Dolphins' shift in strategy after parting ways with longtime GM Chris Grier, who reportedly balked at trading stars. Under interim GM Champ Kelly, Miami's approach changed, letting Phillips go after his injury-plagued stint. In his 4+ seasons there, he amassed 177 tackles, 26 sacks, a forced fumble, and 4 recoveries. Solid numbers, marred by those gruesome lower body setbacks. PHLY Sports offers a deeper look at what Phillips brings defensively. They highlight his top 5 pressure rate among edge rushers with enough snaps, per next-gen stats, but note his lower sack and quarterback hit rates. Is this a red flag? Absolutely. It might seem like he's creating pressure without finishing plays. But after reviewing game tape, analysts suggest Phillips often wins quickly off the ball, but struggles to close in the backfield, possibly due to reduced lower body flexibility post-injuries. For context, think of it like a sprinter who blasts out of the blocks, but trips on the finish line. It's not uncommon after major leg injuries, and it was less of an issue early in his career. This could explain his increased missed tackles in the run game lately. Still, with proper coaching, he might regain that edge. The Ringer had this pegged hours before the trade, calling Phillips a must-trade asset for Miami given his expiring deal, Grier's exit, and Miami's struggling defense. They see him as a potential Pro Bowl talent when healthy, ranking top 10 in third down pressures. For the Eagles, adding him could break a cycle. Their cornerback issues are exposed by lack of pressure, and vice versa. Phillips, if injury-free, could consistently win matchups and ease that burden. Shifting gears to Philly's bye week, Phillyvoice hands out awards, including a NA to 2023 comparisons. Early season struggles, beating good teams, but not convincingly, then losing to Denver and New York, had fans drawing parallels to 2023's collapse after a 10-3 start. But the author argues it's unfair. 2023 was uniquely chaotic with mid-season coordinator changes and a roster full of inconsistent starters. This year's team has bounced back, and while the season's wide open, it's not doomed to repeat history. Eagles Blitz celebrates the Eagles' top NFC seed and bye week, noting it's not a guarantee, but a big advantage. They touch on Buffalo's win over Kansas City, which hurt the Chiefs' wildcard hopes, and Washington's freefall to 3-6 after a playoff run, a shocking downturn. NFL.com's midseason crystal ball spotlights 10 key figures, including Eagles OC Kevin Patullo. The first-year coordinators under fire for Philly's middling offense, 25th in passing, 19th in rushing through Week 9. But they found a running rhythm pre-bye, with Saquon Barkley exploding for 150 yards. The challenge now is stabilizing the pass game, especially with A.J. Brown's target frustrations. The Eagles have too much talent for middling time for Patullo to unlock it. For some bye-week entertainment, check out highlights of Jalen Hurts' 100 career passing TDS, a must-watch for Eagles faithful. Elsewhere in the league, Packers fans are reeling from T. Tucker Kraft's torn ACL, sidelining him for the season. As a versatile tight end who excels in blocking, receiving, and yards after catch, his absence forces a scheme overhaul. No one else on the roster matches his all-around game, per Acme Packing Company. Dallas Cowboys rumor mill suggests they're open to trading D.T. Mazi Smith before the deadline. The 2023 first-rounder has played sparingly, overshadowed by Perrion Winfrey and rookie Jay Tuia. This could be his exit. Washington Commanders are in disarray after 3 straight blowouts and QB Jaden Daniels' elbow dislocation, per Hogs Haven. The injury might end his season, compounding coaching confusion. SB Nation's winners and losers calls out Washington's drunk season, expecting 10+ wins, now at 3-6 with mounting injuries and lost direction. Giants 49ers recap from Big Blue View criticizes Brian Daboll for uninspired play calling, overusing QB Drew Lock, and settling for field goals instead of touchdowns. Their 2-7 record despite injuries is seen as unacceptable.